Let me say something right out of the gate. If you're driving a car today and you're sharing the road with a semi-truck, you're trusting your life to a system that is quietly breaking down. And most people have no idea. Welcome back to Rollin 18 Podcast. I'm your host, Walter Gatlin.
Welcome to Rolling 18 Podcast. This 40-year veteran is here for anyone wanting to stay up to date in the trucking world. Grab your coffee, hop on board, and let's get on down the road with Walter Gatlin.
Today we're talking about something that should concern every single driver on the road, not just truckers, but you. In your pickup, in your minivan, your car, because this isn't about blaming drivers. This is about something much bigger. The inadequacy of modern commercial truck driver training. And boy, is that failure putting everyday motorists in danger. Let's start with the basics. A fully loaded semi-truck can weigh up to 80,000 pounds. That's not a vehicle. That's a rolling force of physics. Now compare that to your average car of 4,000 pounds. That means when something goes wrong, there is no fair fight. There is no fender bender. There's only impact. And here's the problem. We are putting people behind the wheel of these machines who in many cases are not being properly trained to handle them. There was a time in this industry when becoming a truck driver meant something. You didn't just show up. You didn't just get a license and hit the road. You trained for weeks, sometimes months. You learned from experienced drivers. You respected the machine. You earned your seat. But today we're seeing a rise in what I call assembly line CDL programs. Push people through fast, teach them just enough to pass a test, and get them in a truck as quickly as possible. Why? Because companies need drivers. They don't need drivers because we're short of them. We've got plenty of CDL drivers sitting at home because they're not going to drive a semi for low pay and for nasty situations. They need them badly. And instead of fixing the root of the problem, better pay, better conditions, better retention, they lower the bar. When you lower the bar in trucking, you don't just affect trucking, you affect everyone on the road. The big ones, the little ones, doesn't matter. Motorcycles. Here's what most four-wheelers don't realize. Truck driving isn't just driving. It's load management, brake control, space awareness, weather judgment, emergency decision-making, and when training is rushed, those skills are not fully developed. So what happens? You get drivers that don't understand stopping distance. They don't appreciate traffic flow. They don't have the patience. They don't manage downhill grades properly. They don't recognize dangerous situations. And suddenly, that 80,000-pound truck becomes unpredictable. Let's talk about what this is doing to our whole trucking industry. What this actually looks like on the road. You're driving next to a semi, and it drifts slightly into your lane. You assume, no big deal. But what you don't know is that driver might not have proper lane control training under fatigue. Or you cut in front of a truck, thinking they can stop like a car. But the driver may not have been properly trained on defensive space management. And now, you're in a danger zone. Here's the truth that most people don't want to say out loud. We are putting inexperienced drivers into high-pressure environments with minimal real-world preparation. And expecting perfection? That's not realistic. And it's not safe. Experience matters in trucking. You don't learn this job in a classroom. You learn it through close calls, weather mountains, traffic mistakes, and right now, we are skipping that process. Driving a semi isn't just physical. It's mental, situational awareness. It's patience, judgment under pressure. Those things take time to develop. But when training is rushed, drivers are put out there before they're ready. And when something unexpected happens, they don't react. They panic. And panic in an 80,000-pound vehicle is extremely dangerous. Now let's shift to you, the everyday driver. Because even though the system has problems, you still have to survive it. Here's what you need to know. Not all truck drivers are equally trained. Some are highly skilled professionals. Others, they're still learning on the job. Never assume a truck sees you. Blind spots are real. and inexperienced drivers may not check them properly. Give trucks more space than you think they need, because stopping distance is not an optional thing in physics. Avoid aggressive driving around trucks, because if something goes wrong, you lose. Now let's talk solutions, because complaining without solutions does nothing. Training programs need more real-world hours, stronger mentorship, definite big systems, higher standards, not lower ongoing education, and just one-at-a-time test. We need to stop that. Companies need to stop treating drivers like numbers and start treating them like professionals, because better drivers mean safer roads. This isn't just a trucking issue. This is an infrastructure issue, a safety issue, a public trust issue. Every time you pass a semi, you are placing trust in that driver, and that trust should be earned through proper training, not rush systems, not shortcuts, not desperation hiring. So here's the bottom line. The danger isn't just the truck. The danger is when the system behind the truck fails, and right now there are cracks in that system that every driver needs to be aware of. Respect the truck, give it space, stay alert, because out there on the road, it's not just about getting where you're going, it's about getting there alive. This is Rollin 18 Podcast. If you found value in this message, share it with someone who drives, because awareness saves lives. I'll catch you on the other side. And as always, God bless, be safe, and keep it between the lines, driver.
Thank you for listening to Rollin 18 Podcast. Please visit Walter's podcast site at rollin18podcast.com or his social media sites such as Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. All links are in the description.